Hi everyone, Ocean Cards and Collectibles here, opening an 800 count box of what claim to be 90s, mostly, football, maybe some other sports, from Mercari, my first purchase off Mercari. Got a coupon and managed to score this box for about $7 or $8 with the coupon. So, we're just going to go ahead and see if there's that much money worth of stuff here. First of all, on the top, we got some old game day. Ronnie Lott, Jerry Rice, Chris Singleton, Munoz, Ken Norman, and then Gil McDougald and Jim Longborg. I don't remember what this was. Upper Deck Bat. So I guess we'll set Jerry Rice up there as our first hit. Then we got to see what's in this box. I'm thinking there's got to be something in here. It's jam-packed, so it's completely full. Well, right off the bat, we got some 85 tops, so that's good. If you're going to get junk wax, I suppose you might as well get it from a great football set. Unfortunately, nobody there. Some pro prospects. Lucius Davis, Dwayne Cooper, David Johnson, Henry Williams, Eric Anderson, Sweat, Miller, Davis, Fish, Mack. We got some hockey. Sutter Brothers, Turgeon Brothers, Howard Check, Mark Messier, Paul Coffey, Brett Hull. All right, some more Popeye Jones, Blackwell, LaFonso Ellis, Christian Leitner, Adam Keefe, Lade Divac, Chris Smith, Robert Ory. Okay. Mike Allstott, Eric Molds, Derek Mays, Amani Toomer, Walt Harris, Natrone Means, Williams, Brent Jones, James Stewart, Terry Allen, Hostetler, Meyer, Novacek, Bert Emanuel, Antonio Freeman. There's a Barry Sanders, Brian Blades, Super Bowl card, Al McInnes, more Green, Barry, Stith, Jameson. I remember how many cards were in that set. Horace Grant, Spreewell, a couple 85 tops. Dave Parker, notably. Let's see what else we got in here. I do like that we got some star cards. There's a Will Clark, Tom Glavine, Ricky Henderson. There's a Gold Rush parallel or two. Donovan Osborne and Brian Harvey. Willie McGee, Jimmy Key, Phil Plantier. Galarraga, Van Poppel, JT Snow. Rio, May, Perez, Mitchell, Harold Baines. 125th anniversary of baseball. We got some more 85 tops. Greg Bell, Gary Anderson, Art Monk. It's not too bad. That's a Joe Montana, the road to the Super Bowl. Okay, so we're doing all right there. Couple more hockey. Then we got, isn't it? Frank McGraw on the Ted Williams collection. Staub. Earl Batty. James Thomas. Amos Otis. Robert Watson. Denny McLean. Henry Greenberg. Hank Greenberg. Klusowiski. Bruce Sutter. Some more Mark Gastineau, 85 tops. Another 85. Okay, doing all right here. Let's see. Some Fleer Ultra Basketball. Doc Rivers, Reggie Miller, Anthony Hardaway, Gugliotta Jackson, Hakeem Olajuwon, Steve Smith, Rick Smith, Steve Kerr, more 85 tops. Ryan Sandberg, that's impressive. All right. We got Eckersley, Kruk, Maddox, Ventura, Eddie Murray, Larry Walker, Sandy Alomar, Barry Larkin, some old Skybox football, Troy Aikman. All right. Well, the good news is we're getting some slightly prior to the Junk Wax era cards and a few cards of some stars. All these cards are in remarkably good condition, so that's always nice. Hershiser, JT Snow, David Valle on the Gold Rush parallel, Deion Sanders, Edgar Martinez, some Archives basketball, Scottie Pippen, Terry Porter, Chris Mullin, Terry Cummings, okay. A black gold winner certified team set of what looks like 13 cards. Don't see Jordan there on that checklist, but that's kind of interesting. Lenny Dykstra, Cal Ripken Jr., Tom Glavine, Nolan Ryan, Ruben Sierra, Benito Santiago, Robin Yount on the stickers. A very old and beat up Fred Biletnikoff. Fred McGriff, Cal Ripken Jr., Mark McGuire, Roger Clemens, Roberto Alomar, Tony Gwynn, Kirby Puckett, flip these the right way. John Franco. All right. Some more Skybox football. Warren Moon. Brett Favre on the Impact parallel. Herman Moore. There's another Impact insert. Dennis Smith. A blue Impact. Andre Rison. Tony Epps. What else do we got here? Ricky Jordan. Dibble. Some more 85 tops. Oil Can Boyd. These 85 tops are in remarkably good condition. There's a John Elway from Collector's Choice. Some Prime rookies. Then some Pro lines. These look to be the Spirit Collectibles set. So those are like the wives. Brian Blades, Irving Fryer, Jim Mora, Steve DeBerg, Eric Dickerson, and then more Spirit Collectibles. The question is there money in here? Is there $8 of cards in here? It's looking like probably barely. Ronnie Lott, going to be able to Jim Kelly, Barry Foster rookie, going to be able to fill out some star pages, that's for sure. Well, here we go. Some Finest with the protector, the coating still on them. Darryl Green, Tim McDonald, Winston Moss. Not anybody too exciting there. Forget if red was a parallel for that year. Jake Reed. Insert. Pro Football Preview. Jim Kelly. Not an insert. Tony Baselli, rookie. Rodney Thomas, Terrell Davis, rookie. Thurman Thomas, Andre Rison. Cards going every which way. Isaiah Thomas, Rick Smits, Karl Malone, Jerome Bettis, Warren Sapp, Greg Salas, rookie. See if we can put some of these back in their box. Not even halfway through yet, but do seem to have a pile of parallels and star cards. Kurt Abbott, Scott Brocious, Roger Pavlik on the gold medallion, Oral Hershiser on the gold medallion, Russ Davis on the gold medallion, Tony Gwynn, Barry Bonds, Alfonso Castillo. There's a Tony Gwynn on the, what is that? Prime Leather. Pretty cool card. Power Plus, Mike Piazza. I do not remember which inserts were rare from that year. So, Ben McDonald, Terry Steinbach. Mark Lemke. Andrew Jones. I don't know what that is. Season Crowns. Tim Wakefield. I don't think I've ever seen that insert before. A Ken Griffey Jr. gold medallion. I'm going to have to break out the sleeves here. Diamond Producers Ken Griffey Jr. What? Stadium Slugger Ken Griffey Jr. Barry Larkin, Instavision. Jay Buhner, Cal Ripken. Kenny Lofton, Austin Pettis, Ricky Williams, Larry Fitzgerald. Let me properly sleeve these Griffies. Was unexpected. Should probably put quite a few of these older inserts in sleeves. So we've got Ken Griffey Jr. Stadium Sluggers. Dropping cards all over the place. I didn't expect to pull Ken Griffey Jr. inserts. Somehow that was left off the sale sheet of what was in here. But I'm thinking those cards are going to be worth something. So, of course, I have no cases over here, but let's go ahead and throw some Griffies up. So, there's one Griffey. Here's another Griffey. And our last Griffey. So looking good all of a sudden, along with this stack of stars and inserts and parallels. We seem to have Move some of these out of the way. Seem to have hit pay dirt. All right. Next stack. Marquise Grissom, Fletcher, Wendell, Finley, Paul Molitor, Trevor Hoffman, some Leaf football, Marshall Faulk, Aaron McNair, Ronnie Lott, Phil Simms, Sean Salam, Charlie Garner, Brooks, John Riggins, Steve Smith, Larry Johnson, Gordie Howe, Terry Sawchuk, Arena Designs, Jacques Plante, Bill Barlco, Leon Searcy, rookie. Greg Blauser, star rookies. Carlos Baerga, Wes Chamberlain, Javi Lopez, Wade Boggs. Will Cordero, Butch Husky. Some racing. All right, Wes Unseld. These are Pinnacle inserts. Mike Gartner, Alexander Mogilny, Brett Hull, and Yari Curry. John Barry on the whatever Topps called that parallel. Sean Elliott, Mark Price. Larry Johnson. Ted Williams collection checklist. Ty Cobb. I feel like that's some Mike Schmidt on the Mike Schmidt 7. Not an expert in my parallels. Brown. Raleigh Fingers. Tommy Agee. Howard. Score Run. Ott. Magley. Hartnett. Vandermeer. Ogilvy. Fred Lynn. Etchebarren. Derek Jeter. Lou Gehrig, swinging for the fences. Willie Mays. John Theory. That Jeter's kind of interesting. I don't know what year Ted Williams' collection was, so I don't know if that Jeter is actually a rookie. 1994. Next stack here. Kind of surprised by the number of hits. Joe Johnson, Sam Adams, Bryant Young, Wayne Gandy, LaShawn Johnson, Greg Hill, Kent Merker, John Smoltz, Pete Smith, Barry Hill, Bream, Nixon, Maddox. I wonder if there's any chance that's the whole Braves team set. Doesn't look like it. But quite a few Braves. So we'll Valliard, Pendleton, Deion Sanders, Klesko, Lopez. Not too bad. Strawberry. I think I decided I'm going to put a Darryl Strawberry page or two together. Offerman, Pedro Then we got Hat Trick Artists, Mogilny insert. Mario Lemieux, a great one. Wally Joyner. There's an Electric Diamond parallel of Roberto Alomar. Tom Glavine. Lenny Dykstra. Van Poppel. So it looks to me like there's clearly money here. Those Griffeys alone have got to be worth the price of admission. I got a few more cards to go through. Again, we got about 800 cards, so we're trying our best to get through all of them. There's a well-loved Paul Martha. We're all upside down. Bates, Pop, McNair, Jim Kelly. I always thought that was some sort of insert. Willie Anderson, draft picks. Blauser, Steinbach. RBI leader Albert Bell. A couple of these collector's choices are in here. This really is a throwback to all of the cards in the 90s. Rookie. Let's see. Kenny Napier, Kenny Lofton, Mike Mussina. Team checklist, Cliff Floyd. There's Bobby Witt Sr., Jose Canseco, Johnny Damon, Bernie Williams. All right, a couple more to go. Really, tell me leave a comment. Tell me what your favorite card is. I really do think there ended up being Cliff Floyd, Alex Gonzalez, Sean Green. Really do think there ended Alex Rodriguez. There we go. I think there ended up being a lot of value here. Travis Fryman, Matt Williams. Every box has to have some of these. Some 92 tops. Ray, Ausmus. Stack of Fleer Ultras. Might be bricking up a bit. John Kruk or Flair. Fleer Flair. Jose Lean. Jim Tomei. These scores were always impossible to read. We got some gold versions. Rondale White, Tony Fernandez, and Ricky Henderson, and then a Mike Johnson on the whatever that parallel was. Oop, and we had a little accident. There we go. There we go, back in business. Go ahead and sleeve up that A-Rod. Throw a case on that. So there's our A-Rod. And we're down to the last stack. So, leave a comment, tell me what your favorite card was. If you think there ended up being, I don't know, $8 of value in here. There's a gold Irv Smith, gold Keith Sims, gold Rick Meyer. Oh wait, those are not gold. I forgot, Topps was just gold that year. Oh, there's a Marshall Faulk, rookie. Wally Joyner, Jimmy Key, Derek Coleman. Another Archives basketball. Mark Messier. Chris Henderson from World Cup, I remember those. I forget who any of these players are. Drew Bledsoe, Jim Everett, Terry Allen, Warren Moon, Rodney Hampton. There's an Emmitt Smith, Neil Smith, Eric Metcalf, Jim Kelly, Jerome, having trouble zooming in there, Jerome Bettis. See if we can improve. There we go, Jerome Bettis. Seth Joyner, John Sally, A.C. Green, Sean Kemp, and Alonzo Mourning. This card's also Scottie Pippen, seemingly impossible to read. Spud Webb. Winter League. MLDR. Winter League. Omar Ramirez and Denio Gonzalez. David Robinson, Magic Johnson, Manute Bol, Tim Brown, and we'll finish off with a pile, Randall Cunningham, of junk football. So, that's what 800 cards for $8 on Mercari will get you. Certainly a pile of stuff I have no need for, but did manage to pull, I guess, the Jerry Rice Game Day, which was a good start to the box. And then also, we've got our A-Rod from 94 Upper Deck, our Jeter from 94 Ted Williams collection, a Diamond Producers Ken Griffey Jr. From 1995 Fleer Ultra, a Gold Medallion Ken Griffey Jr. from 1996 Fleer, and then a Top Stadium Club Stadium Slugger Ken Griffey from, I have no idea what year that says. Back there, 1997. And a pile of rookie cards, parallels, and other things to play around with, including, I think most noticeably, our certified winner Topps Black Gold set. So we'll go ahead and stick that up there. Like, follow, and subscribe. We do try to bring you a low-cost opening whenever we can. Do check us out on Twitter/X, occasionally on Facebook, on eBay, where we sell most of our cards. This has been Ocean Cards and Collectibles. Thank you for watching.